Hey, Jane, thanks for being with us this morning. Now, some news out of Texas overnight. Texas Republicans had argued that ballots cast in drive-through voting booths should be tossed out. Now, they lost that appeal. So is that the final decision? Should voters who did cast their ballot at one of those drive-through spots be confident that their vote will be counted?
I think so, because while the Fifth Circuit did reject that appeal, most Harris County, Texas voters are waking up with fewer options because the county clerk overnight decided to close most of the drive-through polling sites. Because now this case has been in 3 courts in as many days, and one of the judges did highlight that the Texas code makes it clear that movable structures like the tents that are used for most of these drive-through voting structures, these voting systems, are legal for early voting. The Texas code actually says buildings must be used for election day. So to try and ward off another lawsuit where they might have standing, because the original one, that judge said they didn't have standing to sue on the issue, they closed most of these centers so that they can just close this issue for good and that people will feel confident in their votes.
Wow, thank you for explaining that nuance there of the tent versus the building. Now, Jane, I also know you also have some reporting on whose mail ballots are being flagged for errors or rejection. Tell us about that.
So with all absentee ballots, it's really common that some, an occasional few, are rejected for issues. One of the most common issues is a missing signature. But when you dig into the data that NBC News Decision Desk and TargetSmart have analyzed to look at why these ballots are being rejected and whose ballots are being rejected, what's really interesting is that voters of color in states that track race as well as voting and absentee voting, they're getting their ballots rejected at much higher rates. And historically, we know this to be true. Mail balloting works better for white people. Now, it sometimes is a missing signature, or it could be a signature that doesn't match the one you registered. You know, you did your car registration with 10 years ago, because signatures do change, especially for younger people. But we are seeing 2 times the rejection rate for Black and Hispanic voters in Georgia and Florida, really key battleground states, higher than the white people.
Now, so Jane, do voters have the opportunity to fix their ballot if it is initially rejected, if they forgot to sign it, or they find out that their signature didn't match, or in some states they might not have put it in a secrecy envelope? What can you do if you're one of those voters?
So there's things you can do in each state, and they're different in each state. So if you have any concerns about your ballot, I stress you should call your local board of elections, go online and see what you can do. In certain states, you can cure your mistake ballot. In Florida, they are calling voters and saying, look, your ballot has been flagged for rejection. Please come fix it. And that means you can go in and sometimes just sign it. If you just forgot to sign one of the envelopes, there's many places you're supposed to sign on a ballot. But you can do this. It depends on your state. And a lot of states, the deadline is today. So don't waste time. Go check your ballot if you think you made a mistake.
If you think you made a mistake, you've just got a couple of hours to fix it. So get on it. Jane, thank you so much.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.